Okay, so I'm recording now, and official welcome. Yay, yay! I get to do a reading for Amy Oscar.
Thrilled to see you again. So okay, start out.
So yes, so I already set down. We each happen to have a deck of the Card Reader's Companion, which is rare. But if I was normally doing a Zoom wedding, sorry. A Zoom reading, then I would just read to you everything that I had and let you pick. But this is going to be much faster and easier. So we're going to start. I'm going to put down the overarching theme card here. This is to create the spread for your reading. Yes, you can set that down if you want. Yes.
Okay.
Face up so you can see it. So I'm creating the spread for your reading right now. This is what the reading's going to address. So now you take the red cards, which say topic at the top.
All right.
They're red on the outsides, and look through them and pick one or two, like deliberately.
Oh, they have, okay, at the bottom.
Usually one, you know, that you're looking for information about, that you want this reading to address. And
there's usually one. Okay.
Yeah. One topic is makes a more concise reading. Sometimes people say, well, I have two topics. I'm like, okay, but then then it gets a little bit muddy about what the cards are, which the cards are addressing, or is it about both, you know? So
yeah, you know, it's always, well, is work, career, and finances a different thing today? Are they one thing today? Let's do work, career.
Okay.
Well, can I do like work, career, clarification?
Well, clarification is a special card, and there's one in each of the suits, basically. And that is for if something starts to be confusing during the reading, we can put the clarification card on it and add another card. Or we can just be like, this next card's for clarification and just skip that part. But that's what clarification is about, unless a person comes to a reading saying, I am just unclear, and then we'll just use that.
Okay. All right.
So we'll start with work, career. Now, pick up the orange cards that say players.
Okay.
Which should be next in your deck.
Players.
Good. Now you can choose. I usually have the person choose one that says you, because it's always nice to see what the cards are going to say about you. But I will let you also choose one other card. I'm going to put down you unless you don't want you.
You, yes, good.
Okay, now look through and see if there's anything else in this players section that you would like included.
Well, already the cards, even forming a question, you're activating the part of me that reads cards, right? So I'm already saying what feels activated when I look through the cards is business partner, but that's not even on my radar. So I'm just going to put it there next to the card, just in case that comes up. Because is that guidance, or is that just like, oh, I could have a business partner? Okay.
Maybe it is.
That would help.
We'll put business partner and see what the reading shows for that. Okay.
I'm going to say teacher, mentor, advisor. That's my other player. Okay.
That's your other player. Okay, teacher, mentor, advisor. I will swap business partner with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's because just like, because people are watching, because I work with angels, right? So yeah, that's a category that feels like it has to do with them. Okay.
Okay, so that counts. Okay, now this is the fun part.
Okay.
Having fun yet? You're gonna have more fun now. Okay, so the purple cards, there's a big stack. There is 60 of these. And they say details at the top. Now, they say details at the top. They are purple.
And so what order am I putting things in? Do I just lay them in a line?
That's what I'm doing right now. I usually do a line of 5 on the top and 4 on the bottom, because overarching theme I don't count that one because the other ones are chosen. So there's going to be really 4 at the top plus overarching theme and then 4 at the bottom. It just makes my
Okay.
Do it. Now, details cards, you may choose 3.
Oh, look at all that. Okay.
And so this is going to be probably easier for, this is the one that people are like, ooh, I like this, I like this, I like this. Oh, but I like this. So I have to decide about, yes, yes, yes. So, but this is the fun, this is the most fun part, I think, is looking at all of these and saying, ooh, this looks cool. So when you tell me, then I will find those in mine and lay them down.
Interesting questions. Look at these. So you're really teaching with just choosing the cards, you're teaching the person, the querent, right? The one who's asking the question, how to ask a question and what it's possible to ask about, which is great.
Yeah. And they're narrowing down what they want to know about. Like they're just kind of zooming in on what they want guidance about.
Yeah, like can I read some of them out so people,
Oh yeah.
right? I don't want to give away your taste, but like I'm choosing things like root cause, and I'm gonna choose probably 6 and then sort them out, but
Yeah.
wean them down. Ancestral influence, take this seriously. Then you have trust your intuition on this. There's an opportunity you're being offered. See it differently. Oh, a necessary step. Avoidable conflict would be nice. Okay. Currently attracting. I can kind of feel that myself. No, I don't want to know an upcoming challenge. Thank you anyway.
Some people like to be warned.
Yes, I know a lot of people read. We should say we're 2 card readers, right? So people who are watching this, a lot of people come to card reading as a way of like predicting the future. I don't do that. I come to card reading as a way of feeling what's here now. So as people are watching, that's why I make the choices I make.
You're expanding your presence in a way.
Yeah.
That, yeah.
Yeah. I love this one. No blame about. Like
I love that one too. I have to say, I really had fun brainstorming these when I made this deck of cards, just thinking about what kinds of things would be useful, helpful for people to know.
Okay, I got 2 that I feel very activated, illuminated. You are being supported for, feels really illuminated. Like, what's the point of this? Right? That's what that one feels like. And then do more of this.
Oh, I like that one too.
I like that a lot. And
you inspired that one actually because of something that you said one time, maybe it was in your book, but about angels and when you're asking them for things. And when you get something that you like, you say, oh, more of this, please.
Yeah.
So I thought of you when I made that particular card.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that's also what I'm thinking about. Like a reminder to myself, like you're good. There are good things you do. Do more of them.
Yes.
Do more of this thing.
And then you get one more.
I see. So change focus from change focus to, that's interesting. Procrastination tool trigger.
Which is something that you're doing to distract yourself was my.
Yeah. I know, like currently avoiding, I'll tell you what I'm avoiding. I don't need the cards to tell me that. But
some people don't know.
No, I know. Believe me, I know. I'm not making fun of anyone. I'm making fun of myself, actually, at this moment. Hidden desires. Yeah, that's the one I want.
Okay. I thought you were going to choose energy around you. Let me find my hidden desires card.
No, you know what? That's the one that feels like my business partner, teacher, mentor.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Hidden desires, was that the one?
Hidden desires, do more.
And you are being supported for.
Yes.
Yes? Okay, good. Put these down. Now, you get to choose one timing card. The green cards are timing cards.
Okay. See why I couldn't do this alone the first time?
No, I don't.
I totally don't get it. But I'm so glad that you're showing me. It's great.
Oh, I'm having so much fun. I'm glad too. I'm a little nervous, but that's
Oh, no. Wait, let's,
okay. Cancel, cancel.
we don't need that between us. We know each other. I slept in your guest room. We can,
Yes, in my basement.
we are not that, right? Okay. So let's, timing. So now what do I want to know with this?
The time span of that this reading is addressing.
Okay. The time span. Oh, I see. So we're present,
Okay.
right?
Yes. Lots of people
Wait, let me
forward.
just dangerously. 1 year.
1 year. Oh, all right. I switch.
Or no, that's too long. I really, that's way too long. I really want to be in presence. So let's say this month,
Okay. This month is good.
just because I don't think that way. Let's try something new.
All right. Excellent. And finally, choose a reading wrap-up card.
Oh, okay, blue.
Yes, the blue ones. A lot of these are slightly similar to each other, but I think that they're different enough that their energy of each word has a little bit of a different spin.
I do too, and especially in the category that it's in. Like you could have the exact same thing as a topic and a wrap up, and it would change the meaning of it.
Yeah, well, there is a similar one like in the details cards, like action I should take and things, but I think it works best at the end.
I dropped one of the reading cards.
A leaper.
It's a details card.
Oh,
Incoming changes. I'm going to hide it and not tell Alice that I have that one out
okay.
because I love volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
They always have something to tell us. All right, I'm just trying to clean my desk a little because there's a lot of cards.
Then while you do that, I'm going to reach into the deck and pull one upside down. I'm going to pull one out without looking at it.
Oh,
I'm going to put that aside to address your leaper card later.
oh, thank you. Okay, so I'll put mine face down too.
Oh, okay. It doesn't have to be face down since you know what it is. Just move it aside. Don't put it in the spread. And then, okay, so you just need to choose one reading wrap-up card.
Okay.
And then we have our spread for the reading.
It's
2 different decks. I'll use yours, and then we might use a different deck depending on if we need more.
So I think
I compare.
action is a good card for me because it's, yeah, action.
Got it. All right, now we have the same spread before us.
Okay,
Your lovely little deck right here.
great. And I have mine.
Okay, well, you don't need yours for this because
Oh.
I need this for this because I'm doing reading. I'm going to lay them down and I'm going to show you.
Oh, how exciting.
Because I'm doing the reading for you.
Yay.
So when I do readings for people, I have them shuffle the deck, but I have to have the deck in order to put it down. So I want to control this part a little bit.
I'm on the pleasure cruise.
Yes, you are being read for. You don't have to work, except I'm there. I'm having a little bit of a shuffle issue. I'm okay though. I'm just putting them back.
This is the risk factor when I'm not in control. So,
because if you were going to take the cards, a card has fallen out and landed on top of the topic, and I'm going to leave that there. If you were going to take the cards from your deck and put them out, then you would turn it over and show me, and then you'd basically be doing your own reading, which is something that anyone can do with these spread cards, with their own deck. The point is you lay out the spread you want, then you take your cards that you're going to use for your reading, whatever deck of cards they are, in this case. Then when you are done shuffling and mixing them to your liking, then you put one on top, upside down, on each one of the spread cards that you've just laid out, right on top.
So face down, so I can't see what card it is. Okay.
Yes, I'm putting them face down because I turn them over one at a time and look at the comparison.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that. Done that now. There is one face down on top of everything. So then for your reading, here we go. So this card here,
Overarching theme.
theme, and now we're going to turn it over and see what that says. Oh, I forgot that they go this way. Free, except it's sideways. So I'm gonna turn these cards. I'm gonna turn everything horizontally because I forgot that the text goes that way.
Okay.
I'm just turning everything one turn clockwise. Okay.
Very complicated.
Just for a second, I'm like, want to do them all the same. Okay, so free. The overarching theme is free, and that doesn't necessarily mean money. It also can mean feeling free and open and willing to share and to be present and to shine it out and to be feel no pressure to do or be anything but what feels natural to you. So that is the overarching theme, and I like that for you.
Me too.
The topic card is next. Okay. Your topic card was work career. Oh, I love it. Okay, and your card is branch, which is very perfect for this because it really is about reaching out, branching out, feeling free to do that. See, they connect. Okay, so branching out in your work and career. I love that.
Really?
Then it's encouragement. Okay, so players, starting with you. So interesting. So I don't know if I should do upside downs or not with yours. I do with other cards. I guess we could give it a try. This came out with but it's upside down.
Yes, it is.
Okay, I have to decide, am I going to read your cards upside down or right side up? And have those be different, or am I going to read your cards as if they are all right side up? And a lot of times with other cards that I use, I will take seriously upside downs and say this is the opposite or something in need of work or something. So I think I'm going to do that here too. So we're going to say if teacher is upside down, it means that you're not feeling the role of teacher right now, or maybe branching out is going to be beyond a work of a teacher.
Yeah.
Something other than teacher, or something that involves more than teaching. And so I think, all of our work is probably teaching in some way when we are showing, demonstrating, consulting, just discussing with someone. There is an element of teaching that's always part of the conversation. So if this is upside down, then there's some sort of holding back or something about this role that doesn't feel entirely comfortable right now. But what's interesting is the other player's card that you chose is teacher, mentor, advisor. And I think that's funny. That's interesting. Let me make this not make noise.
We're right on track also.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Quite accurate.
Okay. Okay. So turning over this card. Isn't it fun to do it one at a time? I don't do it all at once. It's too overwhelming. One at a time just starts to develop into a reading. It's tangle. And that makes a lot of sense. Because a tangle doesn't have to be snarly. A tangle can be interwoven. And I think that makes a lot of sense. We've got, maybe that's what it is, that with teacher upside down on you, it's not only your job. You're not alone in being a teacher. It's not only you and the pressure of I have to teach well, or I have to present well, or something like that, which also goes back to the free card.
Oh, I love all these. Yeah.
But the teacher, mentor, advisor role is all tangled. It's woven with, it's supporting you, it's coming through you, and you're assisting you, and it is a part of a bigger picture. That so this is a don't be pressured by the role kind of advice so far. And branching out is a cool idea. So hidden desires. You ready for the next?
Yeah, can I just say that I also, with the branching and entangle, I see that entanglement. And I'll let you do the reading, but I see a lot here that's really powerful. Wow.
Oh, yay.
It's
And so
worth
like branches are tangled. Also, you look in a tree, it's not all like, it's
Yeah, yeah,
a lot of times like this. And
yeah.
I've been taking a lot of walks lately, and I see, how the vines are woven in the trees and things like that, and it's always been sort of catching my eye. Okay, we're in the details now.
Okay.
And so this is the Hidden Desires card. Ooh, interesting. So it says sword.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a sword isn't necessarily just something for fighting. Like in a tarot deck, the sword is about conflict, but I don't read it that way, and I don't read tarot decks very much. So I think a sword can have a bigger meaning when it's outside of the confines of like a tarot deck. And that a sword is really about cutting through
Yes.
mental fog, cutting through fears,
Yeah.
and self doubts,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and it's a tool for freedom.
Slicing, right, cutting cords. That sort of.
Yes.
I would say I put that card in the deck. There are 4 cards that echo the tarot themes, and that's one of them. So that card is in the deck to represent the mental body, the quality of thinking. So it does have to, and also it could represent an actual sword, or you cut your finger on the cheese slicer this morning, or whatever it means to you. But I did put it there for the reason you're bringing.
And I think it works with this reading also. It makes sense. Okay. Okay, so the next details card is you are being supported for. And I'm flipping it. Oh, I love this. This is working out perfectly with your deck. What was I worried about? Okay, journey.
I'm sorry you were worried.
I always surprise myself, and I love it.
Yeah.
You are being supported for journey.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense for you specifically, because I know how much you like to just get in the car and go.
How much I now cannot go to my beloved France. And so I just finally got back there, wanting to go ever since my kids were born. And then last summer I went back to France, and now I can't journey. So it's so frustrating. But thank you. Yes.
But it's right side up. So I want to mention that this is right side up. And while it might not mean a physical journey somewhere, as this is not a good time to do that, journey is so much bigger than taking a physical trip. It is, this branching out is a journey.
Yes.
And freeing yourself and finding your entanglements and clearing the ones that don't serve you is also a journey.
Yeah, I'm making notes. That's why I'm looking away, because it's a very good reading.
Ooh,
I want to say something, just because it's sort of like completely blowing my mind a little bit. This is the name of my program that I'm launching.
Oh.
It's about work, right? The reading is supposed to be about work, and so I'm getting some confirmation. Just wanted you to know.
And I didn't know. And isn't that cool? That's very cool. And you are being supported for is the card this landed on, which certainly makes a lot of sense.
Yes, it does.
That is very, very nice. Okay, we have another details card. And that details card is do more.
Okay.
So you can see just as a side comment that when I'm doing a reading for someone, they don't have to have the spread deck, and they don't have to have anything except their questions. And as I go along, I show them this is where we're at right now with the spread, and this is the card that landed on it, and we just the way I've been doing that. So I just want to mention my process.
That's really helpful, especially because we have, and at least for the people who will watch this in my circle, who are doing readings for other people with the soul call cards, this is an interesting way to support your reading when you're feeling a little like not sure of how you want to manage a reading, this is a good tool for that. So
Yeah, and I mean, I find it, the people that have been using this spread deck have mentioned how much easier and how much safer it feels to be able to give a reading. Because there is some structure here, and you know that the card that you're putting on top is going to directly address what the person is looking to find out.
yes.
And if it doesn't make sense, you can always add a card. I have in the directions, there's a directions card that comes with it that gives you some advice about if you're not if something seems confusing, you can use a clarification card. You can, do a lot of other things. So, okay, do more. And here's your bridge card.
Oh, meh. Do more
Yeah.
of what you already do.
Well, do more. A bridge is reaching out. It's an extension to other people. It's networking. A bridge is finding commonalities. A bridge is what we're doing right now. and sometimes we can get stuck in our own world, our own cave, or our own group of people, and forget about bridging, reaching out to others who might benefit from what we're doing or be interested in supporting us. Yesterday, I had a call with someone who was asking me for a lot of advice about growing her business. And I reminded her that the people that are interested in her should help promote what she's doing.
Yes.
They should reach out and bring other people in. They should talk up what she's doing, and that also is a bridge.
Oh, interesting. So use the bridges that you have in other people as well.
Yeah, you can extend them, have them reach out to other people. With my school, I have an affiliate program, and I have brought in some new teachers to teach new topics, and I've asked them to not only promote their own classes, but become affiliates and promote other teachers' classes.
We'll be doing that too.
Yeah, I mean, really, if you get on board with doing that, what happens is you have this organic kind of growth that doesn't feel like a force or like, oh, marketing, which is not, that's the not fun way to look at it, but to be this other way of, hey, I got to tell you about this cool thing I'm doing, or this, cool thing my colleague is doing is a much happier way to do this. It feels less yucky, in my opinion.
I found that to be true for sure.
Your first reaction when I said bridge was, oh, I do that.
No, what I thought was that because I was just thinking of I'm the bridge, that's sort of since I was 20, I realized that what I do is bridge relationships, bridge intuition for people. It's like I sit at the middle of the bridge. So I was like, yeah, I know that already, but you gave me a new way of, you actually bridged it into the reading, which was really powerful. Because we're talking about networking. I think this whole reading is kind of about being supported inside of this entanglement that I can branch out into and bridge out.
Free, and not to feel encumbered by it, but to feel free about it. Yeah, free, open, easy. That's so nice. I forgot something I was going to say, but it'll come later. Okay, timing. Okay, this month we're at the timing card now.
Uh-oh.
So let's see. So here is breath, which I suppose you could also put an E at the end and say breathe. But timing and breath and this month. Okay, so look, breath is very important these days. In fact, it's a very timely topic, and especially this month, that we should all breathe, recognize the importance of breathing in calming ourselves, in helping ourselves be patient, and in realizing how important it is for life in general. Breathing room, there's so many ways to think about the breath and what it's for. I mean, it calms the entire system. So yes, breathe, this month, focus on breath and staying centered, because the more that you are able to use that, and this, the more intuitive flow you can have, as well as being aware that, things that we have to do to keep our breath to ourselves in certain ways, protect each other, protect and the way that people are responding to their breath and their voice, which comes out on the breath. It's a very, very big topic. You could do an entire reading based on breath and probably uncover a lot. So I think this month, breath being the topic, and also the way that it has just affected our country, breathing, not being able to breathe. There's been a lot of talk about breath, respirators. I mean, just, whew,
Yes.
wow, breath is huge. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Also breathing into that. I get this image, looking at the reading so far, as breath becomes a conversation, brings it into the branching out quality inside the lungs, and the way that the breath goes through the whole body. And
Yes.
it's an entanglement, right? Like,
yes.
so there's this embodiment quality now with breath coming into the reading that's really powerful. Like, use the breath. I'm getting this image of, like, what you have to do on the inside, you also need to be doing on the outside.
And the branches of the lungs look like roots of a tree and branches of a tree. And that's another thing about branch and breath.
And support for the journey, right? The more I breathe, the farther I can walk. So there's this quality of it all kind of weaving together beautifully.
Oh, I just love that. You have two more cards. One is the reading wrap-up card, and the other was the one that I put aside for your leaper. So the bonus. Okay, so this is the action. Action was your reading wrap-up card that you chose. So again, this sort of bookends the overarching theme with
Yes.
wrap-up, usually some sort of an overarching ending, or what to do with all of this kind of idea.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it says break. And that's another really interesting thing for me, because I took a very cool class over this break. Oh, okay. It wasn't, and
A lot of meaning.
yeah, and it was called the Finders course. The Finders. There's a book by Dr. Jeffrey A. Martin called The Finders, which is all about it's called fundamental well-being. And he found people for 10 years. He found people around the world who had this particular state where they had this ongoing persistent sense that everything is okay. And they didn't have much or at all of an inner narrator talking to them, criticizing them,
Wow.
creating problems. I know. I was like, oh, I want that, And so then he created a course. He interviewed them, spent hours and hours and hours, and over a decade of interviewing these people around the world, finding out how they got to this place, what this is like for them, and many, many things. And then developed a course to help people who are seekers become finders
Oh, how lovely.
of this. And he calls it a persistent sense of fundamental well-being. And he has a very long course at first, which is like a 4 month course or something, very expensive. But during the recent break, he did a 45-day. And in fact, there's a new 45-day one starting in a couple of days, in 3 days, in a 45-day one. And so this Finder's course was only $120. And I was like, I'm in. So I did that. And one of the meditations that we had to do for this, and I found it amazing, by the way. And it's been there's some transformation that has happened for me as a result of it. And I'm in an ongoing group about it now. But one of the meditations that we did was to notice the break between breaths.
Yeah.
And that's where I was going here, was you breathe in and then there's this space before you breathe out. And then there's this space before you breathe in, and observing that space and just noting it, not trying to make it happen. Some meditations have you hold your breath, but we didn't do any like that. But the break is like this pause. And this break that we've all been on as a country in various states, and break from our old way of being. I think that's a very important concept too. And to stop during a break and think about what's next and what's that going to look like. And that's a big question that's been also in our country. What's it going to look like when can we be back? What does back look like? And the new normal, and what is normal?
Yeah, the pause between breaths, the Bardo space. It's really like that. In yoga, I think they call it the Kambuka, something like that. There's a Sanskrit name for that space. And there's a different name for the space on the out breath and a different name on the in breath. And I had to know it for my exam, but as a yoga teacher, but I forgot it. It ends with uka or something. But the reason I'm talking about that is that what I discovered is it's the same space that they talk about in the book, the Tibetan Book of Living and Dying, right? Where he talks about the bardo between each breath, the bardo between each moment. You're describing exactly this, the bardo between each thought. It's a space where anything can happen if you don't rush through it to the next thing. And that's a really important teaching that I'm getting from this reading. Breathe, pause, sit in the bardo space, be in the break that I'm in. I'm in the quarantine. New York is still in quarantine, right? We're peeking out, but we're supposed to stay in. And I'm being a good citizen.
Good.
So that's a great reading so far.
And now your bonus card. Oh, and what was the one that jumped out? You had an extra details card.
Incoming changes.
Okay. And now I'm going to pick up the card that I pulled out at the moment that you told me you had that.
Oh.
And it's glass upside down. So, okay, that's interesting. So glass is, a separation, to be separated by the glass, the windows, looking out. When it's upside down, upcoming changes means now we can probably move that aside, come out, the coming out that you were talking about, peeking out, we're peeking out. There's upcoming changes are maybe opening the window, coming outside, moving the glass, not being closed in anymore.
Yeah.
And glass is fragile.
Mm-hmm.
And all of this does feel fragile. Many people feel fragile right now.
But it's reversed. Maybe it's not so. Maybe I'm okay. Not so
yeah, exactly. That it's not necessary to put yourself under glass for too much longer. Incoming changes is a little peek ahead, even though you wanted to stay in a now situation, though you had this month, but incoming changes may allow for a little bit of opening.
And not to be afraid. I just wrote my sister a little note yesterday. They said, I'm not dangerous and I'm not fragile, and neither are you. And so it felt like kind of pointing to that. Free. I love that you keep coming back to the theme. That's important, because I can get lost, especially if someone's reading for me. I forget, it may be like oncoming old age or something, but I'm so in the present moment that like you could tell me the same joke in 10 minutes and I don't remember the punchline. So I'm whatever's happening now. So I often don't remember the overarching theme.
That is actually a symptom of being a finder.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
I won't be surprised if I match that a little bit. Not completely. I'm still on my journey.
There's
But
different locations. It doesn't mean you've arrived. There's different locations called locations, stages or something, but of being a finder, and they don't necessarily go in order, but one of them really is that you are so present that it's easy to be forgetful and you have to write notes to yourself to help remember things. And
life moves through me now, not instead of, I don't hold on to things um, very well. Um, like facts. And that is probably a function of age. But it's also, there's a kind of, the new work that I'm doing is that the journey moves through us and then out behind us and becomes memory, right? So we want to be present to what's here right now, not to that, because then we're missing it as it moves through. So it sounds like he's doing a similar um, project. And maybe that's what the people who are called to teach now are bringing. We'll see.
yeah.
Certainly what I'm called to bring in the next.
So I really do appreciate you letting me demonstrate my spread deck and how it can be used.
Yeah.
And it was really cool to use it with your cards actually, because I had been, now I feel much more comfortable using your cards. Before I was not sure what to do, but with a spread, it helps me know how feel like I could really feel into this reading really well, real easily. And
You're
definitely.
really good at my cards. Yeah. I think I think maybe it's the structure, the lack of structure that you perceive around the cards, right? So that you have to kind of invent, what does glass mean? Like right in front of the client, right? What do we say about glass?
It helps to have something to relate it to.
There's no picture. Right. No, you're very good at the cards, actually. I'll invite you. We're doing a reading class right now. Come, be my guest there if you want to just play and see, because you're really good at it.
Thank you.
And this deck is amazing. I'm going to recommend it for sure.
Yay. Yay. It means so much to me that I had the chance to show it to you and really like show you how it works, because I really feel that it's transformative for many people who want to do readings or even who are already doing readings. I so I'm really happy that I made it actually, that I was able to make this deck, and I love the way it came out. My designer did a beautiful job, and I'm very grateful to him for
Yeah.
that.
And I'll say, when you sent it to me, I was like, what do I do with all of this? So having do you offer a class? You want to talk about that? Do you teach people how to use the deck? Or does it just,
I've only figured that the directions would teach people, or they could watch my video on the Amazon or on YouTube or something about it. But this video that we just made could really serve as another way for people to learn how to do it.
yeah, because it's really, it made it make sense. I could see, like, because I looked at all these different cards with all these different words, and I couldn't figure it out myself. So I'm thrilled that we did this.
I am too. I wonder if there's a way that I could have made the directions better.
No, it's not the directions. It's me. It's because the life moves. Like I can't. I just, maybe it's just like I'm trying to do it too fast. Right?
Maybe.
Not give it the time that it deserves.
You reach in and do things very intuitively, I think, and I don't like to spend a lot of time reading directions either. So that's why I made the directions as concise as possible. Like that's it. But I really do appreciate, like, there's a lot of ways that people learn, and one of them is by watching a video and seeing a demonstration and going along. I'm sure that somebody watching this reading would also sort of feel it along with the way that we did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure they will. And again, I look forward to sharing it with them. And when we go off camera, I have an idea that we can throw around also.
Okay, so let's do that soon. Okay, let's actually, we could do that now. But I want to thank anybody that was watching this all the way through, and I hope that you really enjoyed it as much as I did.
And I thank you all also. And if I don't know you, I'm glad to meet you. And can I plug my cards?
Would you please?
Yeah, this is the Soul Call Cards box. And they're available on my site at amyoscar.com. And they're called Soul Call Cards because they help you discern the soul call in the moment, in the present moment. What's up for me now? And you saw that happen with Alice's wonderful deck. And so I invite you to check it out.
There are many, many ways to use them as well. And Amy has a lot of ways on Facebook and on website and all kinds of places where you can learn all kinds of cool spread ideas. I think there's a book that comes with them too, right?
Yes, you get a guidebook. I can't remember right now how many pages. I think it's 75-page guidebook. And there are 108 cards. And each card has one word on it. And when you lay them out next to each other, the cards start to talk to each other. You saw it happening a little here in this reading where branch is not just branch. Branch becomes part of an entanglement, and entanglement can be cut through with discernment, with the sword of discernment. And so you see these connections that Alice made so well in that reading. And so I'll stop there. If you're interested, shoot me an email at amyoscar.com.
Yes, definitely do that. And Amy, by the way, I have to also plug my favorite book, which is the book you wrote, which is called Sea of Miracles. That book did so much for me, so much. I still it's my favorite book still, after I've read lots and lots of books.
Yes,
Oh my
thank you. Well, you used to teach. Do you still teach a class on it? Yeah. So let's plug that too, because that's meant so much to me. That Alice, I'm talking now to listeners. Alice read my book and decided to teach her own class out of my book, which she invites others to come to and discover your own relationship with the angels, using the book as a text, but with this wonderful teacher guiding you. So I recommend that as well.
Yeah, thank you. The class is offered at ReikiAwakeningAcademy.com. In case you are wondering, Reiki is REIKI, and AwakeningAcademy.com. And there's lots of wonderful teachers and classes there. If you don't see the class, then just shoot me an email because I post it every few months or so, but I'm always willing to do it more often.
Yay. Okay.
Okay, let me end this recording, but I want to again thank you so much, Amy. This has been great and always such a joy and a pleasure and a privilege to spend time with you.
Me too, you. And let's do it more.
Yes. Okay, recording stopping.